Jesus refers to himself as a bridegroom and the church as a bride. The icon in the Orthodox Eastern tradition of the bridegroom is an icon of him after he has been beaten and placed the robe of shame. It is a clothing and an icon of extreme humility. The bridegroom is inviting you and me to be wed to him, and in order for us to be wed to him is likewise to have extreme humility. What is humility? Humility is understanding that everything I do that is good is from God. To do my best in everything, but understand that I can do nothing without God. In the words of St. Paul, it is not I who live, but Christ who lives within me. That is humility. And in fact, that humility is emphasized so much in the Eastern expression of Christianity that our iconography is abstract art rather than realistic art. And just so you understand, it is purported that St. Luke the Evangelist painted as many as 70 icons, a few of which are still in existence on Mount Athos in the monasteries of northern Greece. They are abstract rather than realistic art. Of course, we know in realistic art, it is from our perspective or our vantage point, and something that is further away, just like we see life, becomes smaller. So the vanishing point is in the distance. In the icon of Jesus up here, he's holding a Bible, and as he's holding the Bible, the Gospels, you will notice that the back of the Gospel is larger than the front. And if you will, icons are called windows into heaven. And so the vanishing point is in the eye of the beholder. And what this is communicating to us subliminally, unconsciously, is, hey, Lou, if I'm looking at something realistically and I go in a circle, I'm the center of my world. And everything and everyone outside of my center is smaller than me. These icons are depicting something just the opposite. Hey, Lou, you're not the center of the world. God is the center of the world. And furthermore, when I approach God with that state of mind, that humility, that is the correct focus. And as I do, God's undivided attention is focused upon me. Furthermore, everyone outside of me is larger than I. Love the Lord your God with all your heart. Love your neighbor as you love yourself. And who is my neighbor? The parable of the Good Samaritan. My enemy is my neighbor. When I was reading one of the Chicken Soup for the Soul, I was reading one of those some time ago. I used to use them in preaching a lot. One of them said, being a Christian is like being on a tandem bike. But too often we as Christians are on the front and we put God on the back. Our challenge is to change places and to put God on the front and ourselves on the back. That's humility. To approach life in that way. To approach life humbly. If you notice anything about the Middle East or the Far East, when they meet and greet one another, they bow to each other. They acquiesce. And no different than Jesus Christ bowing himself to become a man. The divine one, the creator of all, submitting himself in kenosis, in utter humility, emptying himself to become one of us.